All right, John. So Glasgow, Krakow, and Berlin. It's been announced the next events here in Europe for the remainder of the year. Your initial thoughts on today's announcements?
I think it's a fantastic announcement. I mean, obviously, kind of a little bit bonus for all the European outlets that are here covering to get 3 shows announced and to be able to plan a little bit and to know what the future looks like. Sometimes I think the UFC struggles to gain momentum because you don't really know when events are coming, and it seems to come in like random patches. But to know that these are all laid out, I think it's a very, very smart decision on the UFC's part, and I'm excited for it. I think out of all 3 of them, Scotland's probably the one I'm most personally hoping that I get that assignment. I think that I have a feeling, everything I hear about it is that it's going to be almost Dublin-esque in nature with the crowd, and to hear that excites me a lot.
Yeah, I think for us media, we kind of knew what the announcements were going to be, but I'm most excited for Scotland, a new country. I've seen a lot of MMA there, so I know that'll be a rowdy crowd, and that's kind of the one I'm looking forward to. I think heading into a new country, there's always a level of madness to it. We remember it here in Sweden in 2012 when they first came, so I'm just excited to see MMA continue to grow. It takes new markets and new announcements like this to keep the sport moving forward, so exciting.
Poland will be pretty cool. The Scotland crowd they say they're going to be as passionate as the Dublin crowd. I know they've been chomping at the bit for years for an event over there, and now through Joanne and Robert, they kind of have an avenue for the UFC to advertise local fighters. I expect local fighters to be picked up in all these areas. So Graham Turner and Stevie Ray, I think, will both get signed with the UFC in the next couple of months, debuting those locations.
First of all, I want to state that I'm very happy that the UFC are focusing much more on the EMEA area. But the first thing that surprised me was that, considering that they announced the Polish event, that they didn't choose to have the title fight between Carla Esparza and Joanna Jędrzejczyk in Poland. You'd think that maybe a Polish fighter fighting for the title would be ideal for that card. But whatever, it's slated for a different event. Also a little bit surprised that Russia and another English event wasn't announced, but obviously there's more time. This is more sort of for the summer. Overall, I'm very excited. I'm very excited about Scotland. I've been hearing so much about the Scottish fans. I got to hear them firsthand, Cage Warriors in London, where they just blew the English fans out of the water in terms of support, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of exciting fights to look forward to.
I like actually when they really announced the schedule for the full year. Hopefully it pans out. Us in Canada, we've kind of had this experience before. Last year they announced the full schedule kind of at the beginning of the year. It didn't fully pan out really the way we wanted to. Some events got postponed, canceled, whatever, but I like the idea in general, and those are 3 awesome markets. They've been to Berlin a few times. Clearly it's a good place for them to go. They haven't really had that blowout show yet there, and it doesn't look like this one's going to be that either, but clearly they know that's a good market for them that they can go back to every year and a half and be able to sell out the place. So in Poland, that's somewhere people have been speculating they would go for a while. I'm a little bummed they're not signing Mariusz Pudzianowski for the card, but you never know. There's still some time. But yeah, that's a great market. Obviously, people love MMA there. KSW has been doing well there for a long time. So yeah, that's a great spot. And then Glasgow, they've been tippy-toeing around that one for a long time. I know Dana White has said he's been getting harassed by the Scottish fans for years, and it seems like just now is perfect. They have Joanne Calderwood on the card, and it's a great spot for them, and I'm really looking forward to these events and them going into new markets and see how they do there.